If you're watching this video, you're probably like hundreds, if not thousands of other people that just can't seem to get out of the rank that they're in. And I feel like a lot of people don't really know exactly why. Now, of course, I can give you a lot of tips on how to improve yourself, how to get better, and exact in-game things that you can do to help yourself rank up just a little bit. And while those are very useful, and while I do agree that you should try to learn as much of those as possible, I feel like there's two main underlying things that people don't really talk about way too much that are the real reasons why a lot of people just can't seem to actually climb up the ranks as much as they'd really like to. And I guess there's also this kind of third thing that I want to mention before we get into the two other really important ones. And this one is the amount of time that it actually takes to get to the rank that you want. I feel like a lot of people just kind of expect that they will be able to reach the rank they want without putting enough time to really warrant that rank. Now, of course, some people are lucky, and some people can get to any rank they want to in like 20 or 30 hours. Some people are just really good at games, and that's okay. If you're one of those people, congrats to you. But for the majority of the rest of us, it will take a lot of time to reach the ranks we want. If we look at, for example, Raksu, that amazing Hanzo player, even in Season 1, he reached like rank 75 with all these meta characters, but from there on, he put in 100 hours every single season. And now he has about 500 hours as Hanzo, trying to get to that top 500, and he is at that top 500. He's like at the top 20 right now. And we can see that it really paid off for him. But what did it take? It took a lot of time. And a lot of us won't be able to put in that time. A lot of us won't be able to have as much time to be able to get to top 500, to get to grandmaster. You just kind of have to look at yourself right now and say, how much time do I have and how much time do I want to put into Overwatch? If I can put maybe like 20 hours in the next season or like 30 hours, you can probably get up an entire division if you follow the next two things as well. If you have like 40, 50, 60 hours, you can probably go up 2 divisions. So from like gold all the way to platinum or diamond, or maybe even all the way to masters. You just though have to kind of think about how much time you want and kind of set your goals to how much time you have. Because if you set them too far away, you're just going to get frustrated and just start to hate the game because you will never be able to reach your goals because you won't be able to spam out nearly enough games. And of course, everybody knows just playing a lot of games is probably one of the biggest things in order to reach a rank you want. Now, to some other stuff that I want to talk about though, the two main things. One thing that I see people do so much is that they log onto games, they finally pick that one hero that they want to play. And they do well for maybe 2 or 3 games, and they have a pretty good amount of time on this hero. They're doing fine as them. They're starting to slowly carry up as them. And then they get 1 or 2 bad games in a row where you just feed. You just do terrible. And then you give up on that hero. And you turn to another one and pick a different hero up instead and start to play them. I like to call it the grass is always greener syndrome, very, very smart. Nobody's ever thought of that before, but a lot of people do this. If you look at a lot of players in competitive, they have like an hour on one hero, then an hour on another, then an hour on another. They have like 20 different heroes that they have an hour or 2 on. And while they did get all the way to diamond, they're pretty much going to be stuck there because they aren't good enough at a singular hero or a small group of heroes from now on. I feel like a lot of people just kind of think, let's say, for example, you're playing Roadhog. So you're on Roadhog, you're like, well, here are all the benefits of Roadhog. I can hook people, I can one-shot people, I can carry really, really well. So you play a few games and you do that. But a few games later, you're not hitting a single hook. You're not killing anybody. And then you think to yourself, well, this character is just not for me. I just should not be playing him. So then you switch to somebody else. Let's say that you switch to D.Va. And you do well for a few games. You're blocking a lot of stuff. And then eventually, again, you're like, well, this didn't work this one game. So I guess I'll switch again. And you do it again and again and again and again. And I don't know why. I feel like it's just because a lot of us feel bad for picking a character. And when we do bad as that character that we kind of want to play a lot of, it makes us feel like we just shouldn't be playing them. You're like, I don't have enough experience, I should just be going with someone else, someone easier. And there's a lot of excuses that we throw out. But I want to tell you this thing. If you don't keep playing the same few heroes, then you won't become good at any heroes. And you will forever feel like you're not really participating enough in your team and that you're not giving your team your all. Which really kind of makes it hard to play competitive. And it makes it hard to continue to play the way that you want to play. I feel like for the majority of people, at least those of you who want to climb up, of course if you don't want to climb up, that's perfectly fine, I don't really care, just do what you want to do, play the game how you want to play, but for those that do want to climb up, you do want to feel like you're doing something. You don't want to feel like the motions are just going around you, and if you just keep swapping heroes, and if you never really get particularly good at a few, it's going to be really hard for you to do that, and you're always going to feel kind of annoyed in your games, you're always going to feel like you're not doing as much as you could be doing, and you're always going to not really have quite as much fun as you would have had otherwise, at least in my own personal opinion and experience. So those are two really important things, but here's the third one that very much relates to the first thing. So again, it's essentially two different tips, but whatever. This one is that I feel like a lot of people get into ranked and they start to play, and they start to play quite a bit, but they don't play quite enough to reach the breaking point of their MMR. Essentially how this is that, you know, let's say that you're around just middle diamond or whatever, and you've been stuck in middle diamond for a while. Let's say that you've been playing for like 10 hours of middle diamond. You've been slowly improving, but maybe your rank has been not improving at all. After like 10 or 15 hours, you might just get bored and just completely stop playing, and then there you go. You're pretty much at the same rank that you've been at the start, and it feels like you didn't do way too much. I feel like a lot of people have this experience. And why does this exactly happen? Well, I'm going to say because if you aren't a lot better than all your teammates, you're essentially just going to be luck if you go up or down in the ranks. And you get better by playing the game a lot more. And after you play the game a certain amount, you are eventually going to become better enough that you can break your MMR, you can break your skill rating, and you will become better than everyone in your current skill rating and start to win a lot of games. But that does take a lot of games to reach that breaking point, and it takes a lot of experience and a lot of getting better at a character to reach that breaking point. For quite a few hours, you'll simply be stuck at where you are. I feel like people do expect a consistent climb. They want to keep going up, start at this bottom rank, and rank up over and over and over every single day. And while that can happen to some, it most likely probably won't happen. You're going to reach points, get stuck, but if you keep playing through that, then you will keep ranking up over time. Yeah, this especially happened to me when I was playing in Season 3, I think. I played a lot of Zarya, and, you know, I was playing for quite a few hours. I got stuck in, like, high diamond or whatever, and just kind of gave up. I was like, I've been playing for, like, 15 hours. I haven't been able to climb at all. But eventually put in, like, an extra 5 hours, realized a few mistakes that I was doing, and realized that I've learned a lot in the past 15 hours, and eventually got all the way up to Masters that season. And I feel like that can especially happen to you guys, too. You just have to realize that you do have to become better, again, than most people in your ranks, and that's not going to happen instantly. Especially if you're brand new to a rank, it'll probably take quite a while for you to become A, as good as everyone there, and then B, better than everyone there. And you just have to realize that that does, of course, again, take time, and you have to, of course, put that time into a skill, see what's worthwhile, see if playing the game matters to you more than doing other stuff, and, you know, that's all up to you. That's not me at all. I can't say what you want to do there. And a final thing I want to talk about is if you're playing a character that's not exactly meta, and you're always feeling bad about picking them, and they're a character that you very much like, just keep playing them, honestly. Play the character you like to play the characters you're enjoying, and put a lot of time into them, and show that you can become better than everybody else as this character, and maybe even make it up to Diamond, or Master, or Grandmaster with them. I'd say really any character could reach Grandmaster, maybe not top 500, maybe they could, but it'll be a lot harder. But to Grandmaster, I think it is possible with every character, if you put in A, ton of time, and B, a ton of effort, and C, you stick with them. But I guess, again, that's really just all up to you. Anyways, as always, guys, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, of course, as always, leave a like. Comment down below if you learned anything from this video, or if you've been stuck at a rank and if this might bother to help you a little bit. As always, guys, though, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. As always, have a wonderful day.